great to have friends.
You got it.
Thank you. Well, good morning and welcome to Thomas College. Thank you for joining us in this celebration. For nearly 125 years, Thomas College has been preparing leaders to create, nurture, grow, and support the businesses of Central Maine and beyond. Thomas serves the very heart of Maine. About 75 to 80% of our students stay and work in Maine after they graduate, and nearly half of those stay right here and build their lives in Central Maine. We're dynamic and growing in the face of enormous economic, demographic, and competitive odds. Our success is based in large part on the fact that we have a very bold strategic plan for growth that's driven on three principles. The first, innovation, collaboration, and sound business practices. This is how we run our college, and this is how we plan our future. Today, we come together to celebrate a new investment that will take our small college to the next level of growth, building on partnerships that will enable us to help innovate for the future and engage our students and the businesses of this region to contribute to the renaissance of the greater Waterville region. In January, the New York Times published a report that assessed colleges across the US and ranked them on, among many other things, the impact that the college degree had on the livelihood and future of their students. It ranked people based on their upward mobility that they experienced from their colleges. Thomas ranked in the top 10% of all colleges in the nation, with 17% of our students, when they graduate, increase their incomes at least 2 quintiles above that of their family. This highlights the power of a college degree, and in particular, it highlights the power of a Thomas College degree. Thomas is a place of hope and opportunity, and I hope you can feel that the moment you step foot on this campus. We're delivering on that American dream that so many look forward to for their children and grandchildren. We're honored through this announcement today to increase the impact that we're able to have on our students, on businesses in the region, on entrepreneurs and institutions who hope to grow in this area. On July 1st, I'll celebrate my 5th anniversary as Thomas's president. Over that time, I've benefited from the wisdom, the guidance, the mentoring, and the friendship of many, many people, many of you in this room who have helped me along that path. Particularly, the co-chairs of our board, Conrad Ayotte and Todd Smith, have been an enormous help to me, and they're with us today. I just want to say thank you to both of them. Along with a tremendous board of trustees, there are many other leaders, and a wonderful appearance today of David Flanagan, who was the president of Central Maine Power when I was just a young pop economist. And David has always been a great help to me, so I want to welcome you, David. And then I would like to particularly thank Bill Alfond. Bill, from the moment I started here, has been by my side. He has mentored me, he has guided me, he's spent hours listening to my crazy ideas, he's given me advice and at times redirection. And this is a gentleman who loves his hometown, who loves his home state, and is committed to the success of everyone who's here today and celebrates in our region. So really, I just want to thank Bill for everything. About 3 years ago, I was approached by the Harold Alfond Foundation and asked to develop a strategic idea around how an investment by the foundation in Thomas College could help both the college and the region to grow. We went over many, many ideas, And the gentleman that I'm about to introduce worked with me through all of the crazy ideas. I put together ideas, he would return the favor of giving me feedback, he'd vet things by his members, we came back and forth and back and forth. But his work has been tireless on the formation of what we're going to announce today. It's my distinct honor and privilege to introduce the man who has a great love for Central Maine and for the state of Maine. And he has shown a personal commitment by investing with the Foundation's resources in the growth of our great state. It's a pleasure to introduce Greg Powell, the chairman of the Harold Alfond Foundation.
Thank you for that nice introduction, Lori. I have to confess, I was sort of identifying with the skydiver earlier on the screen before. I just feel like when I go to work in the morning, I don't know what I'm doing, and I never know where I'm going to land. So hopefully in my remarks this morning, I'll do a little better than that. So at any rate, good morning, everybody. My fellow trustees who have been introduced already, Dave Flanagan and Bill Alfond, and I are here this morning to make an announcement on behalf of the Foundation. We are here to support and to express our support for an important new initiative that's been alluded to that will, in our view, forge a deeper and broader partnership between Thomas College and the business community, a partnership that we hope will rebuild and rejuvenate the region's economy. Bibby and Harold Alfond lived in Waterville for many years. For Bibby Alfond, Waterville had been her home. For Harold, it was where he found his bride and where they raised their family. Together, they had a deep love for this community and the institutions which were its bedrock. In 1952, they established the first private foundation in the state of Maine, and for over 55 years gave form and substance to philanthropy in ways modern philanthropy has come to emulate. While Mrs. Alfond attended college, Harold Alfond never had that opportunity. But they both understood that institutions of higher learning could lead a community, and that a community's economic prosperity depended upon the blessings a good education could bring to its citizens. And so they gave. At first they gave to Waterville, they gave to Colby, later they gave to Thomas and beyond. And when they gave, they saw their giving as like investing. To get a good return, you needed leadership, you needed partners, you needed teamwork, and you needed skin in the game of your partners and the community at large. During those days, Waterville was a thriving town with a bustling Main Street. Textile, shoe, and paper manufacturing prospered and supported a vibrant economy. From College Avenue downtown to Mayflower Hill grew Colby College, and from Silver Street to West River Road grew Thomas. But as worldwide competition and technology advanced, so it was that the industries of yesterday declined, and with them, the hustle and bustle of our Main Street, our businesses, and our jobs. So like towns and cities across the state, once thriving Waterville and its neighboring communities struggled to meet the challenges of change. In recent years, this community and the Foundation have seen and felt the opportunity to meet the challenges of change by changing. Confidence has grown as the assets, heart, soul, and potential of our town and the region came back into full view. A comeback in our future, we have all seen an historic opportunity to revitalize Waterville. And at the Foundation, we have seen that we could energize that comeback by encouraging higher education and other nonprofit institutions to lead the way. So we pulled out our checkbook and started to invest. First, we helped found and continue to support Waterville Creates, this town's team of arts and cultural organizations combining and collaborating to build Waterville as a centerpiece and draw for the arts. Second, last fall, we joined Colby College in the creation of a downtown development fund to support Main Street revitalization. And third, we have called on Thomas to design and lead an initiative which brings us here this morning. There are many reasons why the foundation has invested in Thomas over the years and has chosen to invest with Thomas in rebuilding the economy of Waterville and Central Maine. I want to share three with you this morning. First, we look for strong leadership, and Thomas has this in spades, starting right at the top with your board and outstanding board chairs, Conrad Ayotte and Todd Smith. With Conrad and Todd at the helm and the support of an outstanding faculty, the great decision was made to hire Laurie LaChance as president 5 years ago. Laurie had then and has now a resume tailor-made for the mission of this college and its future. With over 30 years of experience in economic development and an MBA from Thomas itself, she hit the ground running. And if you ask anybody in Maine about Laurie, they will tell you it's almost impossible to keep up with her. With Laurie in charge, we know investments at Thomas are in good hands. Second, Thomas College has long played a critical role in supporting the economy of this region, as Laurie already previewed for you. With Thomas comes talent. Think Chris, Heidi, and Brad, who we just saw on the screen a little bit ago with their businesses. Think Conrad Ayotte. Today, over 75% of Thomas graduates stay and work in Maine, and over half of those launch their careers right in Central Maine. In fact, Thomas graduates are so impressive that 20% of the workforce of the Harold Alfond Foundation is constituted by Thomas College graduates. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce to you Levi Knapp and Jared Deannis. Hey guys. To the credit of Thomas and to themselves, they do an absolutely outstanding job with us, and we can't wait to get Levi full-time as soon as he graduates this weekend. So, at a time when Maine businesses require talent, Thomas, as I think my remarks have implied, is the region's top educator of business students. It plays a pivotal role in producing the workforce, entrepreneurs, and business leaders to drive the economic vitality of this region, to keep it alive, to keep it going. In short, the foundation has invested in Thomas in the past because Thomas is the talent engine that powers this economy. Third, Thomas sets the bar for seeking and embracing collaboration and partnership in the community. Just ask the folks at CGI, an outstanding global technology firm we have recently welcomed to town. Thomas has partnered with CGI to help train its employees, many of whom are and will be Thomas graduates in the future. Rick Bryant, president of CGI, is an outstanding leader, and he and his colleagues are going to do great things for this town, and we're delighted that they are with us. The CGI partnership is just one example of how Thomas works closely with area businesses to ensure that its programming meets workforce needs and the students leave here work ready with the Thomas guarantee of a good job. So with Thomas as our proof, the Harold Alfond Foundation believes in the transformative power of education and of the unique role of higher education and how it can play a great role in economic development. We seek partners who are well-led, well-managed, have strong track records, and embrace teamwork and partnership in all they do. We seek creative partners who are willing to meet the challenges of economic change by changing. Today, by these measures and so many others, Thomas is the perfect partner to help lead economic growth. So, as Laurie has mentioned, we gave the college a challenge to find new ways to grow new businesses and to help existing businesses grow. In response, it embarked on a comprehensive, data-driven research process and analysis, culminating in a proposal to the foundation. A proposal that was both visionary and bold in seeking a more expansive and deeper partnership at Thomas between the college and the business community. This proposal envisions a new role for Thomas to engage with the business community, to expand on it, to drive the growth of innovative capacity and the economy by providing education, training, certificates, and other support opportunities to existing businesses, entrepreneurs, and their employees. Under this proposal, business mentors and advisors will provide coaching to businesses ready to expand. Thomas and business leaders throughout the region will establish a pipeline of talent to support businesses through paid internships, and to solidify the close and enduring relationship between the business community and Thomas and align academic offerings with business needs. The Thomas proposal creates an advisory council made up of local and state leaders with proven knowledge and business records of success. Well, in a few minutes, we will learn more details of this Thomas-led initiative from those who will lead it here at Thomas and those who will join it from our business community. But first, let me leave you with two thoughts. First, Harold Alfond loved teamwork, and he loved action. And he liked to say, "Don't tell me, show me." And if he were here, he would be urging business and civic leaders to join the Thomas Initiative. And he would also be thanking those who have already offered to join, many of whom are here this morning. Thank you. Second, maybe most importantly, on behalf of the Harold Alfond Foundation, Bill, David, and I are delighted to announce the Foundation's financial commitment for this initiative, a commitment to what will be known as the Institute for Business Innovation in the amount of $5.3 million. I know you're hoping it, but I'm not done yet. One more word, the most important. Let me say that this is a big check for the foundation to write. And so this morning, David Flanagan and Bill Alfond are here to help do the heavy lifting and deliver our check to Laurie.
They need 4 to take it.
We've never gotten this much money before. Move this way.
She's not letting go of that check. We'll just let her take care of that.
Yeah, just like,
Photographer takes over. It's not a rubber check.
Yeah, will you endorse that? Or is it-
Congratulations. Thank you.
slide that back.
I knew it would end up with Conrad. Put it right there in front.
Yeah, right in front of you.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. There, yeah.
With my smartphone and mobile deposit, we'll have that in the bank before they leave the room. Good morning, I'm Conrad Ayotte. I have the pleasure of being co-chair of the Thomas College Board of Trustees. And I now have the additional role of being chair of this new Institute's Advisory Council. On behalf of the Thomas Board, the faculty, the staff, and especially the students, I want to offer our profound thanks to Greg, to Bill, to Dave, and the Foundation Board for the confidence that they've expressed in us with their great generosity. I'm sure they know how much it's appreciated. As many of you know, Thomas came from very humble roots. Second floor walk up on Main Street years ago in 1894. In the 50s, I moved to Silver Street, and in 1971, I moved here to the banks of the historic Kennebec River. Throughout our history, Thomas College has been a small school, operating in a very difficult environment where most of the competition is heavily subsidized. It brings a lot of challenges. As a result of that, we've had to be nimble and entrepreneurial. We've constantly focused on providing our students with an education that's very personal, that's highly relevant, that meets the needs of the local economy and leads to good jobs. Because of this focus, Thomas grads have had a tremendous impact on the growth of the region and indeed the state. This campus from 1971 to 2000 was essentially unchanged. And then in 2000, you've all seen the enormous changes that have taken place here. The addition of the auditorium, of Bartlett Hall, of the townhouses, this facility we're in right now is an addition, and renovations to the administration building. But in addition to all those investments, two investments stand out as truly having been transformative in their impact on the college. Both of them came about in large part by the philanthropy of one family, the Harold Alfond family. In 2004, Harold came to campus and he challenged the community with a $1.25 million grant that led ultimately to the construction of the beautiful Harold Alfond Athletic Center, state-of-the-art building. And that building quickly became the central point of life here on the campus. It was the place to be, and nothing else came close. 7 years later, 2011, actually, let me go back to that. We're sitting there that night, having a great dinner. Harold was with us, and we were opening the complex, and Harold leaned over to me and said, "Did you finish all the fundraising?" And I said, "No, but we came close. We're still working on it." He said, "How much do you need?" And I told him. And he immediately got up and he went to the mic and he said, "They need another 600,000. And I've got half of it if you raise the rest in 40 days. Not 39, not 42, 40 days. And I'll be damned if we didn't make that happen with his help. In 2011, that night, Harold also said to me, he leaned over with a twinkle in his eye and he said, "Don't forget, I also do classrooms." "Don't worry, Harold, I won't forget." So in 2011, Harold's no longer with us at that point, but the foundation blessed us with a $5 million challenge grant, which led to a successful $13.5 million capital campaign that resulted in the Harold Alfond Academic Center. Technology rich, it's a modern learning space that is the heart of the education that we provide here at the school. Then in the spring of 2015, the foundation, as Greg was talking, gave us a grant to research best practices. How is it that colleges and universities can help the business community? Laurie and I went traipsing all over the country. Rather than reinvent the wheel, we thought we'd go find who was doing it right and pick their brains. And we did that, and we came back with a million ideas. And from Iowa to Minnesota to Georgia to Florida to Massachusetts to New Hampshire, we met a lot of wonderful people that are doing some really incredible work. And we collected just a ton of ideas. We brought them back, and rather than Laurie and I sitting down and deciding what we thought was the best ideas out of the bunch and choosing to go down that path, we instead originated 8 different focus groups that we brought together, threw all these things at them and said, what resonates with you? What do you think would help right here in Central Maine? We got tons of feedback from those folks. We prioritized that feedback, came up with a proposal, and presented that to the Alfond Foundation, and that's why we're all here today. I can assure you that Thomas has never been in a better position to work as an economic catalyst. Our trustees are fully committed to delivering on this great opportunity. We're all in. To Greg and Bill, on behalf of the entire Thomas community, I want to thank you once again, not just for your generosity, but for your confidence in Thomas College. In addition, it's my great honor to let you know that this isn't just any Institute of Business Innovation. We've been blessed with this name, the Harold Alfond Institute of Business Innovation, and that is a special thing. It's merely named after the greatest entrepreneur in the history of the state. Before introducing the executive director of our new institute, I'd like to welcome up here Chris Gauntz to the podium. Chris is president of Central Maine Motors, serves as the chair of the Central Maine Growth Council, and was recently recognized as the Mid-Maine Chamber of Commerce Business Person of the Year. Chris?
Well, good morning. Is this outstanding or what? Is it? It truly is a great honor to be here today to celebrate another wonderful step and another step forward for our community. On behalf of the business leaders, the municipal leaders, and many community leaders in the greater Waterville area, I'd like to express my most heartfelt thank you to the Foundation for your investments in Waterville. It's awesome to see that we will rebuild this state from in the heart, right here, the heart of Maine. Your investment in rebuilding our downtown through Colby has brought tremendous hope for the future. Your investment in Waterville Creates has brought our community together in a whole new exciting way around the arts. And now your investment in Thomas College will help to deploy and develop the talent that will catalyze our growth and will help our region transition fully into the 21st century economy. An economy that is built on an educated workforce, fueled by business and technological savvy, and guided by a true entrepreneurial spirit. Not only will the formation of this institute serve and inspire the next generation of area workers and leaders, it will honor the legacy of the great leaders that helped build this community. Leaders like Harold Alfond, Peter Lunder, Mickey Martin, Greg, your father, the Mitchell family, the Levine family, and so many others who played a pivotal role in Central Maine's economic vitality. Over the last year, I've had the pleasure of serving on the advisory committee that has guided the research and helped to form the proposal that Thomas put forth to the foundation. And I'm very proud to join a highly distinguished group of entrepreneurs, leaders, and family business members who will guide the development of the Institute's programming from this point forward. I'd like to recognize those and thank all of those on the Advisory Council today who are in attendance with us. Could I have those folks please raise their hand and receive our thanks? In addition, I'd like to recognize a second group of highly distinguished folks who have agreed to serve as Alfond Fellows. Alfond Fellows will serve in the spirit of a group who might have been called the Town Fathers or Mothers. Much like the role that Harold Alfond played over the years, these folks will serve as mentors to students, young entrepreneurs, and established business leaders who want to take their own businesses to the next level. Would our Alfond Fellows who are in attendance please raise your hands so that you may accept our gratitude. In closing, I would like to thank the Harold Alfond Foundation once again for investing so generously in the community that we love. And I would like to put out a call to action to business owners and to community leaders alike. Now is our time. This is our chance. We need to be ambassadors to our community. We need to be stewards of the gift. We need to grow this thing, and we need to grow it now. Can we do that? All right. So now is the time for each and every one of us to come together in a whole new way to fully participate in the programming of the new institute, to grow our skills and to grow our own innovative capacity that will allow Central Maine to grow and thrive in the 21st century economy. As a business leader who has worked with Thomas College to provide leadership training to our employees and who has hired a few and mentored a few from Thomas College over the years, and who enjoys sponsoring events on the campus like the Dirty Dog Mud Run that brought 1,000 people to Waterville a couple of weeks ago, and in helping grow the community. My wife is an alumni of the area. We have 2 kids, so we've done our part to grow the area, right? I want to say just how humbled I am to work with the college as it launches this institute that will develop the talent we so desperately need to achieve our vision for a dynamic and thriving economy that will give our children and grandchildren the potential to realize their dreams right here in Central Maine. They don't need to go anywhere. If you want to do it, you can do it here. It's now my privilege to introduce the inaugural Executive Director of the Harold Alfond Institute for Business Innovation. This person is a Fairfield native and a longtime resident of Waterville, where he and his wife have raised their family. He has built a distinguished career in local and statewide economic development, and as the executive of the entrepreneurial build-out of the Summit Natural Gas project. This person has studied innovation extensively and was one of the founders of the original Kennebec Valley Entrepreneurial Network. His unbridled optimism and energy, along with his deep passion for Central Maine and his engaging personality, make him the perfect leader for this institute. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the mic with me, Mr. Mike Duguay, to share some of the specifics.
Wow, that's one heck of an introduction. Thank you very much. I can't even begin to tell everyone how honored and excited I am here today to have the opportunity to develop, launch, and grow this Institute for Business Innovation. I've worked in the world of economic development for a quarter of a century, and I know how powerful a role this is in order to have a catalyzing and rebirth of this regional economy. I too want to thank the Harold Alfond Foundation for having the insight and the vision to choose Thomas College as a partner for developing talent in this region. I began working at the college about 6 months ago, and I have been absolutely blown away at the Thomas community, its staff, its students, its faculty, who are passionate about the power of education to transform lives, and who are nimble and innovative to the degree that I have never seen before in many businesses, and not in a lot of colleges or universities, I might add, to open up new ways of serving the surrounding region. This is a very special place, a hidden treasure that has a potential to dramatically change the way that undergraduate, graduate, and professional development education is delivered to maximize its potential in the growth of the regional economy. Over the past few months, we've been extremely busy preparing for this official launch this morning, and ensuring that we get out of the gates with maximum speed. As Chris has referenced, we've seated a distinguished and formidable group of business leaders and entrepreneurs to guide and inform all of the Institute's programming. These individuals were selected not only for their vast experience, but for their candor and willingness to be brutally honest with us as we develop programming, ensuring that whatever products and services that we ultimately deliver will have the intended catalytic effect. A Thomas education is personal, it's relevant, affordable, and it's guaranteed, and we have every intention of living fully into our brand with the help of our trusted advisors and fellows. In addition to our advisors, we have partnered with several local and state organizations to both develop and deliver our programming. These strategic partnerships will allow us to bring high-quality programs to our region that will have an immediate impact. In addition, our statewide partnerships plug us into the wisdom, passion, energy, and spirit of innovation that is driving the growth of other regions and our very own state. This slide shows some of our key partners to date, but there are many more organizations stepping up in order to help us move forward as well. The Harold Alfond Institute for Business Innovation will provide a number of key supports to enhance the economic growth of our region. This investment will provide funding to do several things. First, create a signature internship program that builds on Thomas's strong tradition of professional and career development. Thomas interns will be placed with our key economic development partners, like the Mid-Maine Chamber, the Central Maine Growth Council, and Waterloo Creates. I've already met with 35 and more area businesses to determine how an intern could help serve their needs to grow their businesses. We hope to begin placing our interns into these transformative career experiences this fall and provide a direct pipeline of talent to the region. A second element of this investment empowers us to create undergraduate and graduate programming in entrepreneurship and in innovation, as well as a suite of professional development and certificate programs served to the needs of the businesses and organizations in Central Maine. Our work to date has included a strong partnership with the Institute for Family-Owned Business to run workshops in Central Maine, beginning this summer and running throughout the year. A second strong partnership with Venture Hall and Project Login to deliver code fellows, trainings to build the technical skills so desperately needed in our knowledge-based and technology-driven economy. The foundation investment has also provided funds to train our professors in the most leading-edge, innovative practices, including trainings at MIT, Babson, UMaine's Foster Center for Student Innovation, and in design thinking, innovative engineering, and the lean startup approach. And through the grant, our professors have developed a one-week intensive class on innovation and entrepreneurship. Our first class is with us today, and I'd love to give them a hand. They're doing a great job. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. The third major area of investment is for sowing the seeds of the entrepreneurial ecosystem so desperately needed in the greater Waterville area. This will help to create and nurture the innovative capacity and unleash the potential of our greatest asset, our people. To launch this aspect of our work, we have already partnered with Greenlight Maine to bring the season finale to Thomas College here June 6th. We've created an entrepreneurial speaker series. Amber Lamke was our first speaker, and Chris Voynick, who's also competing on Greenlight Maine, will speak on June 13th. Working with Maine Accelerates Growth to hold a Startup and Create Weekend in this region this very fall. We've been working with Adam Burke and company to launch a TEDx Thomas College in the spring of 2018. These are just a few of the opportunities that are being developed for the region, and I urge you all to get involved. We're handing out a sheet that would list our upcoming events and cards for you to fill out to get on our mailing list, and we encourage you to please do that. I'd now like to introduce you to the Institute's very first client, CGI. Thomas has been working closely with Rick Bryan at CGI over the past year. Rick is a senior consultant for CGI. He's the fourth person hired in the Waterville operations. And most importantly, and we're proud to announce that he's also a Thomas College graduate of the class of 1989. Welcome, Rick.
This is great. I want to start off script here a little bit by saying this is what I'm most excited about, is all these smiles. This is the reason why CGI Collaborative, myself personally get excited about all this. Now you're standing here with all the smiles, all the excitement that's around these announcements. It's great. So I first have to start with the opportunity to say I want to thank you for allowing me to speak today as member alumni of Thomas College in 1989. Campus has changed huge since I graduated. I think it was like 3 buildings here back then. It's been awesome. Senior members, CGI in Waterville, members Central Maine Growth Council, Mid-Maine Chamber. Personal thank you to Greg Powell, Chairman of Alfond Foundation, President Lori LaChance, all the staff here at Thomas College. Support of CGI's mission on behalf of all the employees in the Maine and the clients around the world. Thank you guys. Been great. As you know, our merger with Collaborative last year was an important step towards increasing the footprint here in Maine and to the Northeast. It reinforced our commitment to a service and staffing model that has created more than 15,000 jobs over the past decade in the United States alone. Using innovation onshore modeling, CGI is improving the delivery of IT services, and it's creating opportunities in communities not always associated with the IT industry. Our center in Waterville is one of 6 centers nationwide providing high-quality delivery of CGI's full suite of IT services. Comment made earlier was that you could scan, this check and it would show up in your checking account. That's one of the IT services that CGI actually does, is allows that type of service to happen. Yeah.
Now you've gone too far.
Here in Waterville, our employees help develop digital solutions and expert information management capabilities to advance business strategies for government and commercial clients. Like our other centers in Virginia, Texas, Alabama, Wisconsin, Louisiana, Waterville has become part of CGI's successful onshoring strategy. It's a strategy that not only, I lost my place, I'm sorry. Strategy that only succeeds through strong local and academic training programs, effective partnerships with local communities and organizations committed to economic growth, investments in high-tech infrastructure. It's true that over time our facilities need a lot of bandwidth, but once it's in place, there's no difference between Silicon Valley and Quebec County. Some of CGI's other IT centers are in communities a lot like Waterville, vibrant small towns that are making the transformation from manufacturing into a digital economy. Today, we remain committed to growing our presence in downtown Waterville and reaching our goal of creating more than 200 plus jobs in the area. As you know, we're going to be moving into the Haynes building on August 1st. We get the keys to that facility. It's great. I've toured it a few times. I'm at awe every time I go through. So it's one of the reasons I get to stand here and say, hey, we're hiring. If you think, 200 plus people over the next 4 or 5 years, there's 50 people a year that's going to be joining CGI, working right downtown Waterville. It's awesome. Help with innovations like the one being announced today by Thomas College and Alfond Foundation, we take one step closer to building a domestic workforce in Maine that's ready to answer the call. CGI is proud to support the vision for job creation in Waterville, the IT industry growth across the entire state of Maine. Part of what I'm here today about is the internship program at CGI. This summer, CGI will be hosting 80 plus interns throughout the United States. Of those, 50% of them are offered jobs to actually join CGI upon graduation. And that's just the summer internship program. As some of you know, this past spring, CGI in Waterville employed 3 Thomas College students for an internship. They were mentored by some of our current members on a local community project. One of the interns, who he's standing back there raising his hand right now, he actually came to us in the spring here. He's done a full internship through. I think he's got 2 weeks left. He's been hired on by another local businesses, Bill Mitchell. He's actually going to be employed and staying right in the Waterville area. To me, that's a win-win. That's what this is all about. Getting people, recruiting them through the college system, getting them to come to Thomas College, to local colleges, getting them internship, getting involved in the community, and staying here and helping build this community. That's the first time you meet Mike, he's sitting there with this huge grin on his face because that's what he's all about, is how do you get that to happen? So he's awesome. Yeah. So congratulations, Riley. Giselle, I love my job. I get fun with this. I think I have 1 page left here. So it's going to be supporting graduates is a vital part of the commitment to building a skilled workforce that can contribute to technical innovations while revitalizing communities that are evolving for the digital age. program that's being offered here is a great step forward for students, the City of Waterville, and companies like ours that are competing to hire and retain recruits nationwide. CGI, we're honored to be part of the effort and remain committed to job creation, economic growth, and workforce innovation in this great community. Again, I'd like to thank our distinguished speakers and everyone at the Foundation and Thomas College for helping make this an exciting announcement today. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you to all our speakers and all of you who are here today. I'm supposed to remind you, we support our entrepreneurs. There are chocolates on the tables you should take with you from a local chocolatier in downtown Waterville, along with a thank you card that has a packet of seeds from Johnny's Selected Seeds. So you should go home and sow the seeds of hope and opportunity in this region. Greg, before we leave, I have a little thank you gift for you, and this is the seal that will grace the glass doors of our new Innovation Center that we're opening in the fall. So, thank you. This is good practice for commencement. Smile and have your picture taken. This weekend will be a great day. So I'd just like to end with these thoughts. And it kind of echoes what Chris was saying earlier. You know, I've been working in this area of economic development for 3 decades, trying to figure out how to grow this state. And I have watched around this state, I've watched the rebirth of Portland, the rebirth of Lewiston, Auburn, the rebirth of Bangor, the rebirth of several of our coastal main streets and communities that have emerged with this creative economy. And I want to leave you with this thought. It is our turn, Central Maine. It's time. The Alfond Foundation has invested in us. They believe in us. They know we can do this. We need to believe in ourselves. We need to embrace the change that's upon us. We need to embrace new ideas, new people who come to our communities. We need to support those people. We need to support our own employees. We need to take personal responsibility to invest in ourselves, to get out of our comfort zone, to try new things, new ways to ensure our future. And perhaps most importantly, I'm going to ask each and every one of you to change the narrative of Central Maine and our future. We've got to stop focusing on the negative and turn squarely to all the positives that are going on here. Because if we want our children to stay here, we got to give them reason to do that. So let's together change the narrative of Central Maine. I will tell you in closing, we hired Mike in the fall. He hadn't been here very long, and on a slippery early February day, he fell down and he broke his foot in 5 places, one of his first weeks on the job. And every day I'd say, Mike, how you doing? I'm great. I am great. Never been better. This is so much fun. That's the kind of attitude we need. It's our turn. Let's go get it. Thank you.
Probably gonna be a step back. All right. Toward me. Is that good? Okay. And Lori, obviously. Maine, but really Maine overall has a chance to really benefit. This isn't just about students here at Thomas currently.
Oh, this is we can't expect that the old industries are going to come back. We have to build on our strengths and create the future for ourselves, and that's what this is all about.
Your message, obviously, about changing the narrative, I think that struck a lot of people here today. That is something that's really important, the brand or the perceptions people have. What do you want people to think about when they think about Central Maine?
I want them to think about all the opportunities. We have a gorgeous environment, a beautiful river, a rail system, trails around. We have gorgeous lakes. We have the bones in our downtowns of this region that are beautiful. They just need to be restored. And we have entrepreneurs who are ready to launch their great ideas. We have it all. We can do this.
And the gift, obviously, $5.3 million, the biggest in Thomas history. What does that mean to you, the investment that the Alfond Foundation is making? That has to say a lot about what you've done.
The thing it means to me most, that I feel so grateful for, is they believe in us. And if they believe in us, why shouldn't we believe in ourselves? We're a small college. We're nimble, we're dynamic, but we're tiny. And I feel like the little engine that could. And their trust in us and their investment in us is the greatest affirmation I could imagine.
Perfect. Thank you, Lori.